Hello everybody, my name is Tanya and today we're going to talk about my March read for the Booktube Recommends Project, and that is The Amazing Adventures of Kavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon. So this was a book that was recommended to me by the lovely Jo at Jo Reads Books, and I'm so pleased that you recommended this one to me because it's been sitting on my shelves for ages and it's something that I really wanted to get to, but it hasn't been on any priority kind of thing. It's something that probably would have continued to sit on my shelves for a long time with me saying, oh, I'd like to get to that, but it just never happening because there are so many other things, and I'm so glad you picked it up because I loved it. This is something that I've wanted to read for a long time without really knowing all that much about it. Mainly a basic gist, but for the most part it's highly acclaimed. It shows up on a lot of lists and I had an interest in reading it. But it was probably a fairly superficial one and not one that I really knew much about the book. And I'm really wondering now why I waited so long to read it. So this is the story of two Jewish cousins during the time of World War II. So this follows the story of Joseph Kavalier, who lives in Prague with his family, and of Sammy Clay, who is in New York. Joseph is able to escape from Prague, but he has to leave his family behind. And so he arrives in New York and stays with his family there with Sammy, but he's had to leave his family behind in kind of worsening situations, and so he's determined to try and get them out of there and to bring them over to America to be with him. This includes his parents and grandparents and also a younger brother that he's had to abandon and leave behind, which is just so heartbreaking. So there's a lot of different things that come together in this novel. So in one part it's very much a World War II novel and the struggles that happen because of that. But then the other side is all about comic books and comic book heroes. So Jo is a wonderful illustrator and Sammy has wonderful ideas, and so they team together as Kavalier and Clay and they create a number of comic book heroes. And so they another large part of this, aside from the World War II elements, is them coming up with ideas and being challenged to succeed. And I found that a lot of fun too, reading about them coming up with these ideas and what happens there. So it's part World War II novel, it's part kind of superhero escapades, but at the heart of it, it's really the stories of Jo and of Sammy and their lives and their loves, and I'm not going to get into that part because I don't want to get into kind of spoiler territory, but their lives, their loves during this time. As I said, underpinning Jo is his desire to be able to get his family over to America and get them out of danger. And Sammy's just wanting to succeed. He's at the beginning, he's not, he's got his job, but he's not all that well respected. He's not, doing great. And so he's striving for that success and that notoriety, and to get his ideas out there. I just loved the characters of both Jo and Sammy. Even when they completely frustrated me, and there are definitely parts in this that are so frustrating and no, why are you doing that, and heartbreaking and horrible, and the decisions that they make, but at the same time I completely fell in love with the both of them. Really enjoyed their characters. I think they were like a really strong part of this. Just really appreciated them and their friendship, and so there are bits in this that are just heartwarming and amusing, and there are bits in this that are heartbreaking and tragic, and as I said, some bits that you just kind of go, why are you doing this? But ultimately, the characters I just thought were wonderful. They're, on the one hand I want to say they're very real, and on the other hand, they're probably not really all that realistic in some respects. It's really interesting. But whether they're realistic or not, I really cared for them. I came to really care for the characters and wanted what was best for them. And so when things were tough, it was hard watching them go through what they had to go through because I genuinely cared about what happened to them. So it's a book about war, but with very little war. And it's a book about superheroes, but we don't get any comics. And it's a really interesting mix that kind of all comes together and works really well. I think Michael Chabon's done a really great job with this one. I'm definitely interested to go on and read more of his works. The next one I'll read is Maps and Legends, which I got as an ebook in one of the Book Right quality boxes, the next one that I'm up to. So I'm hoping to make time to get to that one soon. But the Yiddish Policeman's Union is the one that I've heard the next most about of his. Although again, on a very superficial level, I don't really know all that much about it and what it's about. But they're just things that have been on my radar for a long time, and again, I'm really pleased for the push that I finally picked this up, because it probably would have been languishing on my shelves for quite a long time. For all that I said, I really wanted to get to it. So, although I have been hearing really great things both from Joe and Jane from Yes Miss Jane on Booktube lately, so that might have pushed me to pick it up sooner rather than later anyway. But that really big push to pick it up for this has been fantastic. So everything that I've read for the Booktube Recommends project so far, I've really enjoyed, and I expected that. I have been really excited about everything that's on the list. I don't think there's anything that I'm not going to enjoy on there. But this project has been really rewarding so far. In the books that I've got have just been phenomenal. So if you're at all interested, I would highly recommend picking this one up. I thought it was fantastic, and it's something I will definitely revisit someday. So if you've read this one and agree or disagree with anything I've said, let me know down in the comments. And if you've got any questions, do let me know. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!